Hello, this is Candy with eyes2jesus.blogspot.com, and welcome to the last planner tour of the year. So, usually starting in October of each year, I go into this massive struggle that lasts 3 months, and that is, what size planner do I want to go into? What kind of planner do I want to go into? What type of inserts am I looking for? What do I want to try? What do I want to continue? What do I want to discontinue, etc.? And I, for the first time in years, have not had that problem this year. During this year, I switched over from personal to pocket, and I had tried pocket before a few years ago, and it was okay. But this time I switched it over, my system was way better, and I am loving it. So, unless I have some big epiphany or mind change that I'm not expecting, I will be starting 2023 in a pocket, and I expect I'm going to be staying in a pocket. We shall see. So then it's down to what inserts and which planner. So I have a few ideas on inserts. I have some coming that are supposed to arrive this afternoon. That only cost me $14, brand new with free shipping. So I'm probably going to use those. Stay tuned for next month's video to find out. And in case you're new to my planner tour videos, my January planner tour videos are my most detailed, in-depth, and probably fun planner tour videos of the year. So next month will be the bomb. All right, so which planner, though, do I want to go into? I know I want to be in pocket size. So I have 3 candidates for that position. Candidate number 1 is this. Is this not the most beautiful croco planner in the world? Okay, I love red. Red is my favorite color. I just love how this croco looks. Okay, so this is a Gelargen planner from AliExpress. And Gelargen, they make nice planners with some pretty good leather at fairly cheap prices. Excuse me. This planner was $53 and free shipping. It is real leather. It is this beautiful red croco inside and out. And this is called the Gelargen Pocket XL. It's slightly wider than your standard pocket, and it's got 20 millimeter rings in it. And what's cool about it is, with this being slightly wider, is, a lot of times my tabs in standard pockets, they come right up to the edge, and this one I actually get a bit more room for my tabs. I really love the Gelargen planners. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you've seen I also have one of these that has matte black croco on the outside with pink croco lined on the inside. That's also a Gelargen. The Gelargens, at least all the ones I have, come with gold hardware, gold snap, gold rings. The zipper is actually the same color as the planner. But yeah, fabulous. So all of the planners have similar pocket configurations that are my 3 candidates. So I have this Gelargen. Now, my second candidate is another Gelargen. But this is a Gelargen that is fairly comparable to the Moterm Luxe pocket planners. It comes with 30 millimeter rings. This is their leather that's comparable to the veg tan leather. I don't know if it is veg tan leather, but it is a textured, beautiful, real leather. It feels so amazing. And so this one is their green on the outside and then their tan on the inside. And here's what's neat about the Gelargen planners in comparison to the Moterm Luxe ones is they're slightly more narrow and slightly more taller. So it's less square shaped, as to where the Moterm Luxe planners are fairly square shaped. If you'd like it like a bit less square shaped, this is good. And since it's slightly taller, you're not going to have the problem that you have with some pens in pocket size where the pen could end up being slightly longer than the planner. This is great. So again, all of these planners are going to have the big back pocket. See, we got the green on the outside, we got the tan on the inside. So this is another one of my contenders, one of my contestants for which planner. But so far the planner in the running for first place is the planner I'm currently in, and I will show you that in a moment. And this is a planner that I received in the middle of November, immediately changed into, and have not gotten out of yet. I have zero complaints about the planner I'm about to show you. It's perfect. Look at this. This is a Moterm Luxe in their veg tan leather in the color Honey. I have been trying to get one of these since they came out with their veg tan leather lines. So I finally did. It arrived mid-November. I excitedly changed right into it. The honey color is amazing. To me, it's reminding me very much of the cognac colored Franklin Covey Auroras. So if you like the cognac color Franklin Covey Aurora planners, I mean, look at this beauty. It's fabulous. The veg tan leathers by Moterm, they do scratch, they do mark. If you get something wet on it, I mean, even if you sniff it with your nose and you get any skin oil on it, or if you get a raindrop on it, if it brushes against your keys in your purse, any of that, it is all going to show in the patina. But that's what I'm looking for here. And that's another reason I wanted the honey color, because I just think that this shade of brown marks up and patinas beautifully. So I have some pitting and some slight spotting happening on the back, which the camera may or may not be picking up. I have a little bit of discoloration and stuff happening on the front, especially the strap, because that's going to be getting more of the finger oil since that gets open and closed multiple times a day. And it's just, it came to me beautiful, and it's getting even more and more beautiful each day. So currently, I am most likely going to go into 2023 in this that I'm already in. I love it that much. However, I'm probably going to change inserts and, of course, tweak things like I always like to do for a fresh planner for the fresh year. So, enough with that. Let's get into the planner tour. Again, this is a Moterm in the pocket size. This is their Pocket Luxe, which comes with 30mm rings. And this is a veg tan leather in the color Honey. Last I checked on Moterm.com, and that is where I got this, they still have some Pocket Luxe veg tans left, but I think it's only in the khaki, forest green, and possibly midnight, I think, or scarlet. And that was the last time I checked. Those could be sold out now. I don't know. But the browns, the apricot, and the honey, and then they have one that's a bit darker, and then they have a really dark one. Those all seem to sell out first. And I can see why. In my opinion, the honey is perfection. So going inside, when you open it up, there are 2 snaps. I am still making it on the tighter snap, but barely, because this baby is stuffed. And in case you don't know me or even see my planner tours, I keep everything in here. It's got my wallet, it's got my budgeting system, it's got my full planner, it's got my home management binder, it's got my notes. This is everything. This is with me everywhere, 24/7. And I am dead serious about that. I need to be ready to write something down instantly. So going inside the front pockets here, inside the zipper, that's where I keep change. And then I have my cards here in these slots. And then this secretarial flap here, I have a little notepad. This is from Target, and this is some sticky notes. I just trimmed them a bit more narrow and shorter, and then I punched them on both sides. And what's really handy about this is I can then take one of these off, and I'm using one of these in my planner right now, and I can stick it to a page. These are sticky notes, and it'll also go into the rings, and then it'll stay put, and then I can write what I need to write on it. So I can cover over a page, or I can add something additional, and then just, you know, lift it or slit it, whatever I need to do. And the reason why I have it punched is because, that's right, I did not trim these more narrow. This is the size they came. I just made them a bit shorter. Is because if it needs to go into the rings or it sticks out a bit, and I didn't want to lose the real estate. I like how it looks. So I have it in the rings and it's sticky on top. And I don't know, I just like it. So that's what I'm keeping in the front secretarial flap. It's come in handy, especially on some days where I needed more room for planning, or I needed to write in a whole extra thing that I wasn't expecting. I just wrote it in and stuck it to my master schedule, which is always facing my page for the day, which you will see. Okay. Then we have the beautiful leather flyleaf. I have an ollie clip sitting on there because there are times when I need to clip something here to the front, and it's also handy if I need to clip something anywhere else in my planner. And there is a pen loop on the flyleaf, so I keep my secondary pen in the pen loop, and it is just a ballpoint pen, and it's also got a built-in flashlight, which is handy. So if I need help, seeing a lock I'm sticking a key to or whatever coming into the house or anything like that, it's good. Now I usually have my automated porch light for that, but I just like having a flashlight. And then my main pen is in the built-in pen loop on the planner here in the back. I'm right-handed, so I keep my main pen here. And this is just the Sharpie S-Gel pen, which has been my current favorite pen for a while now. I just love them. Okay, so on the other side of the flyleaf, there's a pocket in the flyleaf. In that pocket, I keep my washi card. And then I have this folder here. And this folder came from Hobby Lobby. It was a pack of folders for personal size planners, and I just trimmed it smaller. I trimmed it shorter, and I trimmed it more narrow at the punch end, so it didn't matter if it opened it up because it was at the punch end, and then I punched it and put it in, and then that holds it closed again so that it's fully functional. And in here I just have some metallic stick-on tabs that I like to keep with me. And, you know, sometimes you need to tab a page for something important or a project. Okay, and then after that, we have this laminated sheet of paper that has some scriptures that I like to have handy. And then on the other side of that, more scriptures. And then the next page has a top tab on it, and that's because if I grab that page and flip past it, it brings me to our running grocery list for the day. But on that page is a couple's picture of my husband and I. That was from my husband's birthday. So I'll be putting on new couples picture on that when I set up my 2023 planner, which is probably going to be for my husband's and I 25th silver wedding anniversary that we just celebrated at the end of last month. So that was going to probably be our couples picture for 2023. Okay, and then on the other side of that, I just have some extra sticky notes. And I'm probably going to stick our current family picture there in my 2023. And then here's that running grocery list that I was talking to you about. So I just keep several sheets of just random filler paper up here for that. So when I run lower out of something or there's something I want to run and get, I stick it on that list. And then when I'm making my grocery list for the week, then I will go through that list. I'll go over my menu plan for the week. I'll look over my master grocery list, and then I will compile a grocery list, and I like to write it in the order of the aisles in the store of which I shop, and then that will be up front there. So now we come to my first homemade divider, and these dividers are really ratty. They've had a lot of use, and they're still working for me great, and I am fine with them. So my first divider is labeled Home, and it's for my homemaking section. So going inside Home, the first page in there I'm using, I'm using one of the other sheets that I had punched in sticky. I had other sheets that I was using before the ones I showed you for my secretarial flap. So this is actually one of my other ones that I had used up. And it's my cleaning. I reconfigured my cleaning because I'm always folding my cleaning around our current life and my current schedule. And so this is a cleaning schedule I've been trying out. It's working fabulously for me. So this is probably the one that I'm going to type into my computer and print out and put in my 2023 planner. But for now, it's just written on the piece of paper. So that's my daily cleaning chores. And then the next page is children's chores, which is fairly marked up because I am now down to only one child. All of my other children are adults. So now the children's chores is really children chores, child chores, I should say, because I only have one of my children that's still a minor. All the rest of my children are grown up. So these are her chores, and the other side, this of course is marked up as well. These are her table chores, and then after that is her paid chores tracker, which doesn't get very much use because most of the time when she does a paid chore, I just pay her right then and there. As to where when I had multiple children on the paid chores tracker, it was easier to just keep track of it and then pay them once a week. So most of the time, if I have the cash, I'll pay it right then and there, or sometimes she wants it paid in online so that she can like buy something off of Shein or Amazon. But that's the paid chores tracker for when I do need it. After that is my projects page. This is my list of deep cleaning and organization. I do this instead of spring cleaning. So I have my list of my deep cleaning, my organization, and I cycle through this each year. And then after that is my master grocery list, and I have a little top flag on here. In my master grocery list, I just skim through it when I'm making my grocery list. That helps me visualize what we have and what we don't have instead of me having to open every cabinet and go through the refrigerators and freezers, etc., and go through the pantry, the shelves. You know, I don't need that. I can just skim through my master grocery list. And the reason it has a top flag on it is because if I turn past that, my very next page is my menu plan for the week. I plan out our breakfast, lunches, suppers, and their sides for each week. And then right after that page, I have a list of breakfast ideas, and then I also have lunch ideas and supper ideas, and these help me in planning out my menu for each week. And my breakfast, lunch, and supper ideas also have suggested sides to go with those main meals. And then after that is my Thanksgiving and New Year's menus. We did the Thanksgiving menu. I host it, I usually do, and I usually also host New Year's Day, so I have my menu laid out for that. And then after that, we come to a page. I have a little side tab that I made sticking out on it, and it says table of contents on it. And that's because the rest of my homemaking section are recipes. And my recipes, my pages are numbered, and then I also have my recipes divided into sections like you would find in a recipe book. So my table of contents is just what page numbers for which sections. And then my recipes in each section is in alphabetical order. So I just need to, whatever recipe I'm looking for, I turn to the page of which section I have that recipe in, and then I just flip through the pages in alphabetical order until I find the recipe I'm trying to find. So I can get to my recipes really quick. So flipping past all those recipe pages, we come to my next homemade divider, which is labeled school, because I am a homeschooling mother. And here is that divider. So I have 4 children. 3 of my children are adults. They were homeschooled all the way through and graduated. I'm down to now just homeschooling my youngest, my 4th child. She is doing 11th grade. She is 16. So my homeschool section is now just on her homeschool, as to where years ago it was for up to 4 kids. Okay, and by the way, we homeschool and always have and always will via the Trivium method, if that's something you want to look into. It goes with the development of the brain. It teaches the child to think and learn instead of just making them a sponge that absorbs information that they must regurgitate. And we do and always will homeschool year-round, Monday through Thursday, taking the month of July off. So going into my homeschool section, we have our current homeschool schedule. I have our curriculum chart, our current course of study, what we're learning and studying for this academic year. I have her current reading list. And then over here is copywork assignments. And then after that we have Monday school, Tuesdays and Wednesdays school, Thursday school, and some note paper. And then after that we come to my next homemade divider, which is labeled budget, and it is my budgeting section. Now, the very first page of my budgeting section is a page I've printed out. It's a chart, and it's called Budget Guide. So my husband gets paid once a week, so I have 4 squares labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 for each check for the month, and then which bills or reoccurring expenses are assigned to which check. So some of our bills are auto pay, so then I know, okay, the auto pay is going to pull out from this check, or this is a check, I'm going to have the money stay in the bank for the auto pay when it does pull. Other bills we still pay ourselves manually, and so that I know, oh, I need to pay these bills on this particular check. Okay, so I just reference that when making my budget. So after that, the rest of my budgeting section is just filler paper, and that's where I do my budgeting. I write the date of the check that I'm budgeting for. I write down the expenses from the budget guide. I turn to my calendar and see what's coming up for the week of that check, extra things. Like last month was our anniversary, and my husband and I did a getaway for that. I did vlog that. It's the video right before this one if you would like to watch. I believe that video is about 8 minutes long. Or it could be birthdays, dentist appointments, eye appointments, whatever, etc. So then I would write any of that down that's coming up on that check there as well. Or extra expenses, car work, for example, is a current thing that we have going on. And then I just budget on the budgeting paper. So the next homemade divider after that is labeled planning, and it's my planner section of my planner, and it looks like this. Now you see I have an ollie clip there. That's actually clipped to the current month, which is December. So I just need to turn the tab, and it brings me to the current month. And I'm using Filofax month on 2 pages. They do not come with monthly tabs, and that's not a problem because I just ollie clip to the divider the current month, so I can just flip right to it. So here is my current December Filofax pocket size day on 2 pages. The squares are big enough and I write small enough to where it has been working out just fine for me. And I have a little homemade sticker tab on the December here to mark the end of the month pages. And if I grab that and flip past that, that begins my day on 1 pages. Now I keep 1 month at a time of day on 1 pages in here. So I flip to my little page finder and that brings me to today. So here's my today day on 1 page. Here is my page finder that takes me there. And then here is my laminated master schedule where I also have the whole slip so it can just pop in and out of the rings along with my page finder. And so I always have my master schedule next to my day on 1 page. And so I follow my master schedule and then I have slots in my master schedule to where it's like, okay, now I have time where I can do some to-dos. And then that's when I come over to my day on 1 page and I start going through the to-dos. And I often have the to-dos numbered, 1 being the one I'd like to do first, etc. And then if that changes and I need something else to be first, then I might enable that 1A, and then the old number 1 I'll put a letter B next to. So it's pretty easy. It has not been a problem. So that's how I keep this. And now the day on 1 page inserts that I've been using is from Puffin Pages Co. And it's their free pocket-sized day on 1 page inserts, and that's been fabulous. I may continue those in 2023, but I'm probably going to switch to the inserts that are supposed to arrive later today. So you and I will both know that answer next month. So like I said, I keep 1 month at a time in there, my day on 1 pages, and on my planning pages I write down to-dos, appointments, sometimes little notes to myself, schedules of other family members if they need to dovetail or coincide with my schedule at all. I write down our meals that were planned for the day for my menu. I write down for my cleaning list the cleaning that I have to do for that day. So that way it's just like central. It's right there all on 1 page. And I can see my whole day between that and my master schedule. So after that, I have a filler page at the end after my month of day on 1 pages with this little top tab on it. And on the top of that filler page, I just have written down 2023 plus. That page is filling up. So when I start switching over to my 2023 calendars, all of this stuff on this page will be written onto the appropriate months and days on my 2023 calendar, and then this page will then be replaced with 2024 plus. So after that, we come to my next divider, which is labeled reference, and it looks like this. So the first page in reference is a table of contents. And so my reference pages are numbered, and my reference section is for things that need to be in my planner, things that I kind of reference regularly, but they don't need their own section. So they're in my reference section, and they have a page number, and they have a table of contents that I know what page to turn to for what. So for you to know what's in my reference section, I just need to read to you what's in my table of contents. So I have gift ideas, birthdays and holidays guide, stock list, perpetual calendar, family information, directions, contacts, codes, health, and food information. And that's what I keep in my reference section. So after that, we turn to my last homemade divider, and that's labeled Assorted, and it looks like this. So Assorted is kind of things where it doesn't even need to have a section in reference. It's something that could be in my planner for a long time, but I really don't reference it enough for it to be in reference. Or it could be a temporary thing. A lot of it's also just brain dumping or writing out projects and brainstorming and how I'm going to do them, etc. So, like for example, currently the first page in reference is this weird page. And no one's going to really know what this page is except for me. So on my phone, I have a Samsung phone, and the Samsung keyboard on my phone has the options of you can write text shortcuts. So these are a whole bunch of text shortcuts, mostly for Bible verses. So I can just write a text shortcut and it'll bring up a Bible verse. And I don't need to say which verse is for which shortcut. As soon as I see a shortcut, I know for which Bible verse that's going to be for. So, for example, if I'm telling someone the gospel, and that's what this is for. This is for telling people the gospel online. and they don't understand what sin is or that they are a sinner, then one of my text shortcuts is lie, sin. Altogether is one word, lowercase, lie, sin. So boom, I know that brings up a Bible verse talking about how even lying is a sin. See, one of my other text shortcuts is ROM 323. I type that in, boom, Romans 3:23 comes up, explaining that all are sinners and all have fallen short of the glory of God. When I want to quote to them John 3:16, I just type John 3:16. Boom, the whole verse John 3:16 comes up. So this is where I keep my text shortcuts for when I am spreading the gospel online. Okay, and then after that, the next page I have in Assorted is just scratch paper 2023 planner, starting to make a list of what I want to work on and get done in my planner. And I always do that whenever I'm revamping my planner. This is usually twice a year, usually the beginning of the calendar year, and then I do some more revamping at the beginning of the school academic year. So then I always write that down. And then after that, I have notes on various things for my kids, various projects and things that my husband and I are working on. I have a list of the paid days off at my husband's work. I have a list of different sizes and print reductions for different planners. So these are things that just kind of hang in there, but they don't really need to be in my reference section. I have some chicken scratch notes on a project that I should look over because I think I'm done with that and I can take those pages out. And then after that, we come to a blank page with a little top tab. That marks my extra filler paper section. So the rest of my sorted section is extra filler paper. So I can use that for writing in more stuff, more notes, or when I need more paper for my grocery list, my budget section, homeschool section, anything like that. So this is where I keep extra filler paper. And I have it assorted. I have some, pretty floral Filofax. I have some different colors of grid paper Filofax. I just have a variety of filler paper in there. Okay, so then after that we come to my back section, which there's a lot of plastics in the back. My first one is a plastic zip pocket. And I just have some extra cards and things in there that I like to keep. Mostly it's appointment cards and payment receipts for when I've paid at appointments, and I want to make sure I have proof that I paid, so I keep that in that one. And then I have 3 more zipper pockets that are currently empty, and they're just there because sometimes I need to keep things filed and separated and categorized depending on what's going on. So I've just found, just keep these pockets in my planner. Even though most of the time they're empty, when I need them, it's important and I need them. So they're handy and they're there for me. All right, and then after that I have a top loading pocket which has some sticky post-it arrow flags on it, and on the other side of that just my old Sam's Club card. And then after that I have my clear back page lifter. This is a Moterm page lifter, which I've got labels on for reoccurring events that sometimes I will stick onto my master schedule when needed. So after that we come to my back pocket. So we already went over my pen. So I have this here, it's decorative, and then if I open it up it brings me to the back pockets here where I just have some sticky notes, and then I have Avery dots, Avery labels, and whole reinforcement stickers. So that's back there. And then inside the secretarial pocket I actually just have some paperwork that I like to keep with me and reference. And then we come to the big back pocket, and in the big back pocket I have a bit of spending cash. I think I have a $5 bill in there. Woohoo! And then I have some Bible study notes and a few papers that I like to always keep with me. I have some slips and etc. stuff for the bank, and just things like that. Church paper, church bulletins that I want to read over, etc. Just things like that goes in the back pocket. So that is a tour of my planner. If you would like a more thorough, detailed, up-close look at my planner, well, that's going to happen next month when I'm going to give you a tour of my 2023 planner. Will I be going into 2023 in this beauty, or is it going to be one of my other candidates, or am I going to go into something totally different, of a different size, different inserts, different type of planner? Who knows? We shall find out. Meanwhile, though, have a blessed day.